Hey guys, welcome back to another
Podcast.
podcast. I'm so lost. I'm like vlog, podcast, magic flicks. I have no idea where I'm at.
With all the things we're doing.
Oh my god, that actually is why we're here today and what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
So,
See,
for me to go blank is like it's as real as you can get. So, what are we discussing today?
I thought that's what we're discussing.
Yeah, we're discussing. But what are you starting off with?
I think the thing is, it's been, even though we started off obviously the podcasts around about May, I think it was, and we were going to, film, record weekly and post, and then obviously I think 31st or the end of May was the last time we ended up posting a podcast.
It's been
So the whole of June has just gone by and we haven't posted because of the amount of stuff that we've been doing. I'm guessing that's what we're trying to do. Creating this podcast is to say how obviously there's going to be so many people out there who relate to this, that even though, yes, could we have? Quite possibly, but we had to stop doing various other things. And it's more or less like letting everyone know what's been
going on. Yeah. So there's been a lot going on, like Steve was saying. The last podcast, I can't even remember what we were talking about.
It was about, we went away, I think it was the last one.
Can't remember. And the amount of things that have piled up or just things that we're trying to get out the way and things that are coming up has been unreal. So I don't know whether we spoke about having things done within the house. So there's stuff going on around the house.
So we had like workers in the house fixing things, coming in, coming out, plasterers,
and
builders.
Yeah.
That obviously with the noise and they taking up our staircase and everything else, it was just impossible for us to record it.
It was we just got round doing magic flicks. It was just like so much, and it was not one day. I don't know what it is. Is it just us? Do we get jinxed when we want something done? It never happens the first time round.
No. We have people coming in and then just go, right, then they change the dates and this happens, that happens. Or is it something that happens with everyone?
They F up and then they have to come back again and it's just,
Yeah.
One day we're going to just be like, oh my God.
But they've done a great job when they did come. Yeah. When they did come, they sorted it all out and they were very professional.
So we're on the move. We're doing things, which is good. We're clearing things up and things are looking great. What else has happened?
So obviously we had the workers at home, but then obviously with the weather start picking up, we were trying to plan and do things, but that didn't happen. Casey's college was the last month, so she had her exams trying to get her coursework, so many times she was stressed and she was low, and she had that because she was working hard, she was working so many hours, and then obviously those energy levels, it was like more or less, let's pick her up, and then we would feel it from her, like, she'll be like, leave me alone kind of thing. But then she got an award.
So we've attended this award as well. And
so,
even that...
So we're fitting all these...
It's kind of piled up and I haven't even been able to edit her award ceremony. She actually was given a check. So there's so much that needs editing and uploaded as well. Pictures, what have you. That, like you're saying, her energy level while she was going through all of that. And now that it's complete... Excuse me, guys.
That's going to be another thing.
It's going to be...
We'll mention in a second.
I'm kind of dribbling here at the same time. It's so bad. We'll come back to that. But yeah, with her energy level has changed so much now that she's completed work. And it's more like now getting her uni stuff because she's going to uni and we've had some days out.
That's been about week or two.
Yeah.
Shopping for uni stuff already.
Shopping for uni, and it's not been like a thing where we just go out. We'll go out and have the whole day out, and it's been nice. More or less finished with that as well. Just a few little bits and bobs to get. So it's all of that, and it's like, how do you work balance? Like, obviously we work from home now. People who 9-to-5 jobs go out, come back, and then I think they kind of do the weekend thing where they come home and just chill. With what we do, we're on the go all the time. So there's no switching off. We work from home, and even that afterwards, it feels like there's more work after you switch off. 9-to-5, 5 comes, there's always something, an idea, or there's something you've got to do, and then fitting the kids around it and the housework and everything else. It's just,
obviously, we're not saying that other people haven't got housework and other things to do when they come back home.
Drop their work as soon as you leave from your building, that's it. Unless it's depending on what job you have.
Yeah, it depends on what job you have. We don't... I wouldn't say that we start at like everyone else does. We don't just like it's at 8 o'clock in the morning we start working, or 9 o'clock. Sureet and I We basically, I got to the gym in the morning. Now you started going for your walks, mini walks kind of thing.
Guys, I'm trying to go for a walk. It's hard work.
Yeah.
I get up in bed. This is no joke today. This is my story today, and you don't know this. So I got up and I was up really early. I was up at 5:15, 5:30 again looked at my watch at 5:30 and I was like, should I get out now? I'm wide awake. But then I just like to cuddle in bed. I like to get my blanket. It's just a few minutes. So, okay, 6:00, finally I get out and I was like, okay, just don't do nothing else. Just get out of the house and do this. Go on, you can do it. And it was raining. What is going on? Another thing, what is going on? We're in July now. It's been raining. It's cold. It's my birthday month and it's horrible. Somebody explain why.
It's the weather. It's the British weather.
It's not this bad though, normally.
Oh, well, it is. Yeah. Well, it's still. But, and so that's what's been happening. We still been carrying on with Magic Flicks. Obviously, if you guys do follow that channel and have a look, we've still been posting our videos regularly. So that took priority with work. Yeah. So we haven't done vlogs, we ain't done podcasts, we ain't done any TikToks or Instagrams or anything like that. It was just more or less being at home for the workers, but also fitting in Magic Flicks videos. Yeah. And then on top of that, Casey's uni. V's been doing really well at school as well.
Really has.
But we've been spending a bit more time with him. Again, been more quality time with the kids where we possibly could.
Yeah, especially this couple of last months, I really needed.
Yeah, they really need it. And I think that's what it is. I don't think, like sometimes people turn around and think that you've got to, and Sureet and I still haven't had any real time together. I think we only went out once last week together, and we were both bored.
Can I talk about it? Oh,
because we were tired. We were just...
No.
Oh, I was bored.
He was bored of my company, guys. There's no one in the world who's ever said that when they've been out with me. Not that I know of. But no, honestly, jokes aside, because we work together, and if you know Steve yourselves, you know what he's like. He doesn't have a conversation about one thing in particular once. He'll tell you about 1,000 times. So you'll know throughout the week what's going on, bypassing or just sitting together before we started work. It's a continuous thing. He'll share the same, whatever is going on. He'll tell you a couple of good times. So when we're out, it's the same kind of story we'll have.
You can imagine, we're in the same house. Like it says, I try to take a break from editing or doing other things. So for me, is when I'm going by, like, so what are you doing now? And I more or less like have this conversation, or I tell her what's going on. It's like now with everyone else, they'll probably come home from work and go, how's your day been? And then you talk about it, don't you? And you find out how your day's been, even if you was at home or at work, whatever it might be, or what you've been up to, you do that. But we can see each other and we walk by, and it's like when we're trying to get out of that environment or the office, we more or less have that little discussion in between. And then when it's like, okay, now we need to get out of the house and just have some time. And we go outside and it's like, so what do we talk about? It's more or less everything that we already know and that's been going on.
And this is where I'm like, you know what? I'm there, but I'm not there. I'm absolutely not there. So I'm listening to him because I've already heard it, and my mind's just doodling off and thinking about the things he could be possibly asking me right now at this table. The jokes and laughs we could be having. But I feel like we've got to that point. This is what I want to pick up on, because we've got to the point where that side of us where I know you can be really funny. And I know I'm funny anyway, guys. I am actually funny. But,
That was quite funny. Okay.
So just going out and, having a giggle, having a laugh. And I say that because our daughter Casey went out. This is the third time she's going on a date. So she went out Saturday, and she likes to hold on to all the stuff that's going on until she meets. And I'm thinking to myself, like, that's how it should be. There's some things, I know we don't go out often, but there's some things, just keep to yourself so we can discuss. If not that, have a giggle, like go out and talk about nothing related to work and anything else, because we've done loads.
All we do is work.
Yeah, but that's not what I want to talk about when I'm out. So there's those things in my head thinking, oh, I could be asking him right now, but I just want to down this cocktail and go home.
And unlike other people, it's not like, we've got loads of friends and relatives that we just go, we know what's going on in other people's houses, that we, like how you just go out and say, Flonner's house or so-and-so's, have you heard this is going on? And what's going on? This is going on that person's house. Or have you heard they're not doing this or they're doing that? We don't do that because we don't, that doesn't be, that's fine. And that's good. I honestly, it's just, that does not, I'm happy. The other thing is, obviously, I started training, I've changed the way that I eat and the way that I train. And even that, Sureet sort of knows majority. She knows that it's, how it is. So it's like, I can't talk about that.
Can I pause you there before you continue about work? Can I just say, so next time we go on a date night, can we please make it fun, guys? Because it gets to the point where it's really, really bad, and we need to come up with ideas. So I'm going to come up with some plans that way we don't discuss about work and even your food intake and stuff.
So we're going to go out. We're going to try to talk to random strangers all by ourselves.
Even if it's that, like, or do dares or something.
To talk to random strangers.
Which we used to do back in the days, and we used to have lots to talk about. Remember those days? So it's not as if we can't have fun. So going back, yes, that's what I want to make sure.
And the other thing that we've been doing in between, like going, so how have you guys, you've been able to fit in Magic Flicks 2 videos a day that we do, and still not being, why didn't you lot? And loads of people did. They were writing, Instagramming me and everything else, like going, how come still waiting? When's the next one and stuff like that? And we're like, can't give a specific date. We've been trying to hire people. So I've been interviewing people. We have got one person so far, but we're trying to hire another few. Well, we need few. The interviews themselves, like, the jobs are there. So when people are replying, I'm looking at the applicants and reading everything that they've done, just like everyone else who, does that. And then obviously replying back to people, then arranging interviews, then having those interviews. So all that also takes up quite a lot of time.
Around you, and also trying to eat well as well now.
And with my new diet, don't worry, I'm eating a lot more. Basically found out that I was overtraining every day and under-eating because I'm busy working, so I'm not eating as much, but training really, hard. But now I'm training less, so even that has changed my mindset. Gone,
God, yeah.
Damn, what's going on?
It is
what's
really
going on?
weird. He never has a day at the gym at all. 7 days a week. He's up at 4, puja part, and he's gone out the door and he's at the gym before it's even opened. He's probably the first one standing there whilst the door's open. No joke. So for me, I've been saying to him for now, how long, Steve, I think you need to just have one day off. No, I love my gym. Why are you telling me to stop doing something I love doing? And this is how he gets abrupt with me when I've asked you in the past. And now that he's got his personal trainer, he's told him to take days off. So he has he has about 3 days off. And I'm like, I find it, guys,
3 days off.
You don't understand how weird it is that he lies in bed next to me when I wake up. He's literally there. I never see him ever. So the last, I'm like, oh my God, he's in bed. I forget. I turn over. I'm like, oh, who's that? Oh, it's him. You know what I mean? He's there, and it's a weekday as well. He's there on a weekday, a Wednesday. I'm like,
because I'm about 4:30, 4:40. Well, 4:30 to 5 o'clock, anywhere between that.
And then he walks around the house like Yoda. He's got his nice black gown on and his shades. Like he's got these cool shades, and he's walking around like
shades. I wear them because I'm on the computer.
What's his name? Darth Vader, but
like Darth Vader,
like Yoda, Darth Vader in one, kind of cool and cute at the same time.
But anyway,
it's so strange to get used to.
I've got someone who's done my nutrition, my diet, my workout and stuff like that. So even that is taken, it's positive in the sense that I'm training and feeling so much better, and obviously the rest days. But at the same time, I have to track everything I'm eating, which again is another job on top. So I'm having to like write down the calories, measure things. And it's like becoming like, oh my God, it's another job on top of the other job.
And I get bored shitless of hearing him tell me how he doesn't like doing this and how many calories he has to have and how many he has to have.
I don't mind doing it. I can have the discipline to do it. It's just that, when you're trying to get the right amount of calories and work them out, but yet trying to fit them into the day, considering I wasn't eating as much and I don't get as hungry as much as I've been told to eat. I think that's the thing. It's like now, it's like fitting all those extra calories in and and feeling stuffed. And that's where I am at the moment. So, but it's only been 2 or 3 weeks and I already could see some really good changes.
Yeah.
It's what I needed. I just felt a bit lost in doing all the work. I was working out every day, working out really hard, hardly eating. But I was going, I'm losing so much weight, which is not what I wanted. And then I finally went, look, I can't do this. I could do all the nutrition stuff myself. I've done the courses, done all that, but I just didn't have the time to work. And that's the thing, even when you have the know-how to do stuff, like I know how to do the editing, Sureet knows how to do editing, we know how to do thumbnails, we know how to do all this stuff, we've done it now. But even then, it gets to a point where you have to to do other things, you have to put your hands up and say, I need help. I need help. I know how to do these things, but at the moment I haven't got the time to do those things. What are my priorities? And I think that's what it is. I don't think you can balance things.
No.
I think you can never, I know what people say, work, you balance work with family life. I think there's something I think you sent me or not so long ago. Yeah. It was basically saying that if the work needs your attention, if it's going down or it needs improvement or whatever, focus on your work for that time. Everything else can wait. But if your family needs your attention, then, your attention, your time and your, should go towards your family. And that can now, wait at the moment. So it's all depends on.
Hasn't it for us? Because about 3 weeks ago, when Casey had her exams and her award and Veed with everything that was going on, our attention was on them mainly, and we didn't really focus on everything else. And now slowly, things are getting a bit better, and we're picking up on your health. And
then obviously we had didn't we? We had Father's Day.
Father's Day.
We spent time and stuff and doing things.
So there was so much going. Having to just work around everything, and then there's just been.
I think the only thing again is like you always say is sorry for cutting you up. You say we still, even though we're always together, it's always that. By that time when we, put the children first, we put the work first, it's more or less like we are tired and it's like, let's go somewhere, or look for something. And I'm like going... Oh,
and to be honest, I'm like, I actually don't want to go out with you.
Yeah.
And you said the same to me as well, because we're that tired and we take our that anger, it's just a frustration.
No, with everything else. And then not only that, when you go out and obviously like we just said, you want to talk about stuff. And when you already know, I know, she knows everything about the kids. We know everything that's going on about the work. We know everything else about the interviews. So it's like, and we don't watch Coronation Street or Emmerdale Farm.
I'm going to stop you right there, because that's true. We know everything on your half. There's not everything you know on my half. You never ask me. You don't have the time to ask me. Little thing.
Okay, go on then. There you go. Here we go.
Okay, guys, there's so much going on in my life. Where have you been? You just don't ask. The important stuff.
Yeah, okay.
That there's so many things I want to talk about.
Oh.
Okay, so have you even now, obviously.
Are you going to talk about it now, or you want to do it on another podcast?
We're doing another podcast. There's so many things I want to talk about. But just generally, there is things that we could talk about, and it just goes, not that it goes over your head, because we're with each other. If I had bumped into you now, like a mate, and I'm like, let's sit down and talk, you'd be like, oh my God, wow, that's something you've had done, and you'd want to know in detail how this, guys, so me just saying earlier, I'm dribbling and drooling. I've had my tongue pierced. So it's my birthday month, 1st of July. I'm like, you know what? I don't know what it was that morning. I got up and I've been saying for months on end, even years, I want to get it redone. I will do. I want to get it redone. And it's been a good few years. I've had my tongue pierced previously, but I took it out. I've also put up a vlog. So if you haven't seen it, do check it out. It's just gone up about half an hour ago. So I've had it done once before and removed it because there's so many different stories, and I want to talk about that because I mentioned a little bit of it when we were traveling to go and get it done as to why I removed it, and then obviously wanted it done again. So there's so much that you could have just you haven't really been like, oh, does it hurt? Can I have a look? He's like, I know he's squeaky.
Oh, no. I know. I already know she had it. I said I'll have a look at it once it's like the swelling's gone. I don't want to look at it.
Why,
at the moment, it's just like.
What makes you want to have it redone? And just generally just questions you just don't ask anything.
Yeah, because it's only been 2 days ago and I've still been interviewing people non-stop. See, this is the point I'm trying to say.
You still, and there's many things on your passion, you'd be like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. Or, yeah, well, you've done this. I'm like, yeah, now you realise.
Guys, and the other thing is I've been trying to find places to take Sureet for her birthday. Nothing that we're doing. And also trying to already plan V's birthday. So can you imagine? So the only conversations we do have is, okay, I've done this, I've done that, sorted that. Okay, when should we do this? Or what would you like that? And he ends up being that. So these kind of things, I understand where you're coming from, that, you know what, these kind of things you can ask. But at that time, it's like when you finish one job, the next one is, oh God, that needs doing, or
it is, and
needs doing now.
I'm not having a go, but there is things we can talk about.
And you
even when you're finished from what you're doing, you just want to sit and chill. You don't want to even ask. You don't want to talk about anything.
And the thing is, it's not sitting and chilling, because now, if I finished editing, posted videos, gone down, or I interact with people who've written and stuff like that, or what videos they want to do, that's for Magic Flicks. Then, like I said, we've got the interviews and stuff. Then we are every so often trying to write down, even though we've got so many podcast ideas, but anything thought that comes, we always end up writing it down. And so we're doing that. But like I said, when there's like things like if something for V's birthday or Casey needs to go somewhere or V, or your birthday, things like that, you're just going, okay, these things need to be booked. I need to look for them. So you just sit down and start doing that, which isn't work, but it's still, you're doing something. So, and then by that time when you finish, and then it's about 7 or 8 o'clock, I go to sleep about 9:30. So it's about 7 or 8 o'clock, you're more or less going, talk to anyone. I just need to, I need to just sort of, slowly switch it off so I can go to sleep. So in the morning, off I get up again about 4:45 or whatever and get on with the day again.
So
it's end up being.
Let me show you my tongue. It's still very, very swollen. So if you guys are watching on Spotify, you're going to have to watch YouTube as well to see if you want to see how swollen it is. I don't know if it looks as swollen, but I was rewatching the clips before I left the house that day. And trust me, it is swollen because it feels like it's 3 times bigger. It doesn't feel it in my mouth, but it's when I'm eating and I can't really, there's no room for me to chew anything. So, but I've actually filmed it properly and you can see underneath my tongue, it's like proper, the veins are all red, it's teared in certain places because now it's rubbing at the bottom, the ball is. But it's been difficult to eat. I can't eat, so you can't eat anything spicy. We're 2nd day in and I've been on ibuprofen, which helps for a short while. And then it goes back to normal, so the swelling and stuff. The bar is about that big, so that's how big the swelling is. And when the swelling goes down, you can see the bar. At the moment, you probably can't see my actual piercing. When we're in the car on the vlog, you can see me talking, you can see the actual bar. And I remember you saying, if you watch a vlog, you were like, oh my God, that bar's really big. Because it hadn't swelled by then. But now you can't really see it as I'm talking, but there you can. Right. So when it goes down, you'll be able to see the bar. But I can't eat anything spicy, anything. It has to be really bland. And I had soup yesterday, which, to be honest, I really enjoyed it. It's been so long since I've had chicken soup, and I was dipping it in my bread, in my soup. I was like, I couldn't even eat the bread, to be honest. It was like, trying my best with the soup. It goes out nicely. A nice hot cup of tea, but it is really painful. Having the actual piercing done, there was no pain at all. And I remember the first time around, I was working myself up, but I was like, I remember it wasn't painful. It was the after pain. So they kind of do it really quickly. At the same time, when I had my ear pierced at the top again, got this thing for piercings. I was going to have 2, but I thought, hey, I'll do it another time. But yeah, that absolutely killed because it's in the cartilage, isn't it? So it's quite hard there. And that was so painful. This was nothing. Obviously, it hurts a lot more now. But oh my God. Yeah. So that's how it is. And let me show you guys. Let me show you. I don't know if you want to see, actually. Are you ready? Can you see? Can you see the swelling?
Yeah, I don't want to look.
It's not so bad because I've actually had some ibuprofen, so it's not as bad, but can't wait for it to go down. And I can eat because last night I made tacos and they weren't even that I didn't have mine as spicy and I just could not eat them.
We were really gutted that day. So July the 1st is when she had it done and we were so bad. Like, she had a tongue piercing and everything. Felt so sad because then we went out and had curries and naans and
I was sitting there like just watching these guys eat, and he put a naan bread because obviously I can't have nothing spicy. I couldn't even chew the naan. I could not chew the naan. I'm watching these that like popular. How can you tell it to me?
How do we eat?
How can you? And then I've made lovely tacos. I love tacos. I couldn't eat them either. So I don't know how long it's gonna be, but like yes.
Well, he hasn't stopped her from arguing and yelling, but it doesn't matter. I'm only joking.
Did you see me laugh?
See,
oh my God.
That's one thing that hasn't been it's been actually quite good. We just get on with stuff, isn't it? It's just that thing of, like I said, when you go out, it's like going, yeah, I think more, unless you're going to dress up and just let yourself go. For us, it's just like, let's quickly get out. And it's like local and it's more or less like, sure, but I need some time.
That is what it is. Let's just I don't mind sitting here and having my drink without you talking, please. Do not talk to me. But I've had to turn down so many people who have invited us out to new restaurants, new places. There's been so many that have now they've actually rerouted to me again. Just as much as I'd love to. Obviously I can't at the moment, but this is last 4 weeks. I've had tons of people.
Or we can, and you don't have to eat. You could take pictures and stuff of me eating. And you know what I mean? And win-win. You get paid. I get food.
To bring me a doggy bag home.
No way, you're coming with me. You can ask for a ducky bag. Well, should it?
Yeah, that's how bad it's been. So we haven't been able to attend these places, and there's been some really, really nice places to go to. So
But
looking forward
fingers
to that.
crossed. Like I said, we've got one person on board. Just in case you're watching. But we got hoping to get another few doing
We
various
have
other jobs.
3 we're looking at, and there's 2 that we're
Yeah.
very happy to.
So if we get
They're
these
already
people-
working behind the scenes for us.
Yeah,
but
we've
we
had
just wanna
someone
make sure they
someone
are.
practicing and doing some of the stuff. Like one's definite, who has been for a while now.
Yeah.
But then there's others who are so like practicing, showing that if they doing it the way that we want to do it, and if they
How
to that point.
I want to ask, how do you feel like now? Like, do you feel like you'll have a lot more time?
At the moment, I haven't got, because even with having these 2 people, well, one that's working and one that I'm sort of like looking at, and then the others that interviewing, I'm still like I'm checking. I'm giving them work to do, and then at the same time, also I'm having to look at the work to make sure everything's done the way that it should be done, and also still directing and saying, can you do this? Can you do that? Make sure it's like this, and they're asking questions. So again, it's weird. It's like, us guys running everything, and now it's like being employers, with staff. Like I said, it's 2. Well, I'm saying 2 because one's definitely doing, the other person's like picking up, and I'm just seeing how it goes. And if they are brilliant, and then I'm trying to get a few other. And what's already happening is I'm already going, okay, there's your work. So there's a question that happens there. Now I have to answer that back, or then I have to go back there, and then I have to look at the videos. So in the evening, also, that is what I'm doing. I'm looking at when the work comes back. Is everything been done okay? Is there anything I need changing? Send it back again. Then I've got to look at it again. So even though before I would just do it myself and I know it's done, now I'm just having to recheck, make sure.
It's all learning for ourselves as well. It's so weird and nice in a way.
It seems like it's a big step forward. That's why the whole idea of hiring and it's taken us a while, but we realised that that's the only way we're going to end up fitting in
And do
the
things.
podcast. We want to do more vlogs as well. Various other things we want to try. I've got so many different ideas that Sureet and I thought I don't want to start things when we haven't got
the time.
the
And we keep
time.
doing things, and then we kind of stop, and we don't.
And not because we don't want to do them.
It's
just
game.
everything else. Because I always say, for me, is work as hard as you can, but anything related to sort of family, that takes the priority. And then all of a sudden, when we shift there, that sort of backs up, and then you're back there again.
It's really crazy. Like, so there's been such a shift and there's such a change since. I know we've still only got 3 people at the moment, and still 2 you're figuring out and what have you, but they're still working for us.
Yeah.
But just. Also the weather was nice. This is whilst it was all going on. Now it's gone terrible. I was sitting in the garden, so I've just done a live with my subscription following on Instagram, and I'm sitting in the garden. I'm listening to him, and I'm like listening to upstairs. So he's interviewing, and I've attended some of the interviews. I'm going to go one with you very soon, but the ones that I've been listening to is in the garden. I'm just listening out to him sitting in the garden. Sun's out and the window's open, and he's there like a proper. It's so weird. It's like proper businessman talking to. So can you do this? Delegating this to this time. This is when I need it for. And like it's a new him. And I'm like, but the funny thing is, they're not miles away. And it's not like back in the days where they can't hear you like your phone in India. But he's so loud. I'm sure the Gwandi can hear his interviews going on.
For us is once they are in place and they're doing things without
Having to
me
be
having to
told.
been told, and I probably still have to look at some things, but I could just trust that. Then I believe it gets to a point where I could do all the stuff that I want to do.
That's the next
and
step.
we can go to more of these places to eat, but not just that. There's so many other things we want to do, and videos and different kinds of content we want to create. Yeah, so it opens up more doors to do sort of those kind of things, and like I said, the ideas are aplenty. That is the problem. And so many people reaching out for us to do things. We want to just obviously make sure we get the podcast out regularly, and we want to grow that. But like I said, that isn't the work, isn't the problem. It's the amount of work we got and the help we had.
Yeah.
So once we can sort that out, then because again, even though all that work is, Sureet and I, we do put our kids first. So it's always let's just jump and get that done. If it's his birthday or a case of, whatever it might be. And even Sureet's now, we're trying to find something that always have to make sure there's Wi-Fi. But that, if we have to take the work, that it's not like we've got so much. Hopefully, we could get loads of work done with the help that we've got now. So I can let go. Otherwise, normally I'm just sitting there working as well.
Yeah, so that's what's been going on, guys, behind the back. And hopefully, like I said, these podcasts will be flying out now.
Well, not be flying, but they'll be coming out.
Yeah, like I said, they'll be flying out. I'll have the energy to edit them because there has been a lot. I have had time. I've been running around everywhere as well.
I think it's more or less like, there was a time where it was just magic flicks and then we were just doing our thing and that was all good. And I think now it's just that we going up the next level, but realizing that the only way we're going to do that is like having other help if we want to have that time with the people that matter and doing all the other things still. And we just like putting the sort of like the foundation down for that kind of stuff.
So we never had to do that before when you had a part, when you just worked before.
And that's the thing, isn't
we
it?
always had that time with the kids. At the moment, it's been just a bit of a...
Because like before, even in like the police force, you go to work, you come back home and then you're going, okay, what we're doing? And then when it's your rest days, you go, okay, what we're doing? Now it's not like that. It's more or less we are making it. And Casey's writing plans of things that she wants to do during this period before she goes to university.
And I tell you something, this girl, I just said right now before we sat down, because I had a look around, and she wants to get the house shape in order before she leaves for uni. And she's one day at a time. If she's not in the kitchen re-changing things, now she wants to paint. She's just done my curtains today. So I've had these beautiful curtains and they needed a hemming from the bottom, and she's done them too. I'm like, oh my God. Every day she's doing something, but yet she's always still having time to herself as well. So it's just been really nice.
Not just that we're working on, like, it's not just we're trying to get all this up just for a podcast to come out, but it is that whole thing of the things that matter. And obviously when Casey goes to university, we've got to obviously spend more time. Vito will be the only one here. So we want to spend a lot more time with him. So we can only have a lot more time with him if we've got people helping, which is what we're working on while we're doing what we're doing. Yeah. So then he can be part of whatever vlogs we do, things that we get up to, that we could just get up and just go without having to go, oh, well, sorry, we can't do nothing. I've got this to do, that to do, that to do.
It's a definite now, the fact that he's going to be alone. And so, it's not as if he's got cousins or people to go and see.
Yeah, so it's going to be more or less like we do the filming, we got the team to do whatever work, and then we could just get out and go, let's go on, do the things that we want to do, experience different things, try other stuff.
He's really enjoyed the last couple of things we've been doing, like go ape, and so he thoroughly enjoyed that.
He loved going out on the weekend.
Even just the weekend, you know what? He's a changed guy altogether. Just a
different person.
He hated walking. I know we've had this discussion again, but just Saturday gone and he came with us. He's just so wonderful. He's just...
He doesn't give up on stuff. He keeps on going. I tell you, both of them have been great. If they weren't the way that they were, things would have been probably a bit tough. But they've been very patient, but they've been understanding, and they've been very helpful.
And they know that we basically have got time now. We will have time to spend with them. So that's it, guys. We thought we start the fresh new podcast by actually explaining to everyone what has been going on, because we haven't had the opportunity. We did say we'll probably do a live on one of the channels or something, but we might still do that. Probably just do it on Magic Flicks, but we thought at least this is what's, and I think it was more or less like so many people will be able to relate, so many people understand, people who want to do podcasts or YouTube or whatever, that it isn't easy. So when people are trying out and going, they do this, how do you manage? You have to realize what are your priorities, and if it is your wife or your kids and things like that, or other things that are happening, sometimes you ain't going to be able to do certain things. And like I said, podcast ended up being the thing that we had to wait, because the other thing we've been doing for such a long time. Not even that. It's not just that's gone to wait. We've had to wait on ourselves as well. We haven't really done as much together recently.
No. And even that, I think at the moment, it will still be a little bit slow there. We're still going to make that time.
Yeah.
But,
it's what's priority and what's important now. And what's important to us is now that the house is going to be empty, we're going to have our son, is having time for him, definitely, because we know how busy we've been, to be able to take him out and about and do things with him.
And spend as much time with Casey before she goes. So
that's going to be a hard one. It's going to be so difficult as well. Just things are changing so much.
Yeah. But that's how it is, and thank you for this. Thank you for joining us, guys. And that's what's been going on for the past 5-6 weeks, and hopefully now we can get things this month, or next month, I'm hoping we could get everything together. This month's still got Sureet's birthday. It's got our wedding anniversary. We've still got various. There you go. She forgets them all the time anyway. She forgets our wedding anniversary every single time. Don't worry about it.
Me too.
But yeah. So, and hopefully once we get all this stuff together, we're hoping August would be,
yeah, a new fresh start.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Catch you in the next one, guys.
catch you guys
Take
on
care.
the next one.
Bye.
Bye.